morning, everyone. Welcome to MaryAnne's Mystic Mentions. I am MaryAnne. Welcome to your Sun Sign Love Connection readings for June. Today's June 1st. I'm so filled with love and excitement and happiness. I took a few days rest between my mid-month of May readings and starting fresh. Beautiful opportunity for all of us to do so. It is, well, here's the format. For those that are new, welcome to my channel. I am a psychic intuitive tarot reader of 30 plus years. I do read love, connection, compatibility, one of my favorite genres, because I believe in love more than probably anything else. And so I pick a featured sun sign. I go around my zodiac wheel, and today's featured sign is that of Aries. And then I pick right before you a spiritually guided connection, highlighted connection, I like to call it. And I never know what it is till right now. So Spirit has a specific reason for this highlighted connection. And then I read 3 major categories and messages for this highlighted connection. But if it's not a connection you're necessarily feeling yet and you're not necessarily resonating with, stay tuned, because I then do read 2 oracles, and that is for every single Aries and every one of your connections, because love comes in all forms, and it is for the committed, but it's also for the single people, and just in the loves that you have in your life and what you cherish and what you live for. That's the sun sign aspect of these readings. So let's do that right now for you, Aries. Whew, take a nice deep breath and ask for the most clear and concise messages and direction and guidance from Spirit. And you have another Aries, so that happens a lot. When that does, I try one more time. You're feeling pretty strong in your energy right now, Aries, understandably, as I will explain a little bit about astrology too. It always coincides with tarot. And so I give you the biggest events happening in our beautiful sky right now. And there's a second time, so 3's the charm. It may be Aries and Aries today. It's never happened, but it can happen, and I've done that before, where many connections are the same signs because they really understand each other. But you have Cancer. I'm going to go with it. I feel like there was a period of time in the last 2 or 3 months where this was happening as well. But I absolutely love it because, okay, here we go, Aries. You are a fire sign. You are the first sign of the zodiac. You initiate the astrology year starting in March. You initiate the season of spring, which is why your cardinal sign represents that. There are 4 cardinal signs. You are one of them. Each cardinal sign represents a season, a new beginning, initiation of that feeling and that energy. You're creative and incredibly demonstrative and energetic, and you are very confident and very self-assured. Even when you're not sure what you're doing, you just know that you are the one to lead the brigade. You're the brigade. You're the one who's going to be setting the tempo and the feel and the mood. And that's pretty exciting a lot of times because you have that fiery Mars is your ruling planet. Mars is the most fervent and, heated, and I would say, yeah, I mean, it's a warrior. It's the god of war and of change and, being very forceful about it in some ways, but also knowing that unless you really face what you need to do and go forward with it, such as your fears or your relationship or things that aren't necessarily feeling great, you don't get to the other side. You don't get through the issue itself. So you're there to instigate that. You want to help. You will do whatever you can. You will sometimes very impulsively just push forward with an idea and a desire and a drive that no one can stop you from, okay? But it's good. And you work hard, like I said. You are, you're a loving soul. You really are. You're very passionate. You may have a temperament, as I said, with that Mars ruling aspect of it. But, right now, we're in the season of Gemini. We're a very complimentary time for you. Gemini is an air sign. Gemini is about the mind, a masculine duality. Gemini is fun and changeable, and they're a mutable sign. They're about seeing new things, trying new things, experimenting, mind, thought, teaching, education, wanting to learn and grow and share that, to connect. They're sociable, they're fun. And, you know, we do in fact have, of course, the retrograde happening in Mercury, which started, in Gemini. Mercury retrograde in Gemini as of the 29th. So yeah, we're right into it. It is June 1st, so that's fine. We're ready. We've had the shadow period anyway. So there's this initiation of June, and there's this feeling of let's open our hearts, because Jupiter is in Pisces, and Jupiter is about expansion of whatever that sign or that energy is. Pisces is our mind and our creativity, also mutable, also willing to open up, to make huge transformations, to heal things that aren't working physically, emotionally, to dream the biggest dreams, you know, and to know that they will manifest as long as we fully believe it. And I mean, it is about our feelings so much right now. So you may be feeling a lot of emotions, and I can't not mention this incredible full lunar eclipse moon we had on the 26th of May. You know, it was just, it's still being felt. It was in Sagittarius, which is super, super fiery and optimistic, and it's about higher learning and education and travel, vacation. I mean, this is vacation. June is the beginning of summer in the latter part of the month. We'll get to all that after. I'm doing the first half. And then we have our next new moon eclipse in Gemini. So there's a lot of Gemini energy, and yet you have Cancer as your highlighted today, Aries, because Cancer season is coming. And actually, Venus, the planet of love and harmony and money and spiritual kind of blessings and magic, certainly love, connections, vulnerability. It's heading into Cancer tomorrow, June 2nd. So there's going to be a lot of emotions, and it's going to be beautiful emotions, and it's going to be, you know, the happy, the times that made you feel so good, and the sentimentality. Cancers are very sentimental. I mean, they can keep pictures from when they were very young. You'll find them in a back room somewhere, you know, all perfectly arranged. And they're beautiful photo albums, and just love of family, love of home. That's going to be accented this month. Being with family, reuniting with people and family we haven't seen, or loved ones, because of this whole, you know, lockdown in the last year. Speaking of which, apparently by June 15th, certainly in California, that's completely lifting for the first time in 14 plus months. I mean, you can't help but feel this exuberance, and this, it doesn't matter if a retrograde is going to slow down maybe some of our plans. You know, it does tend to change our communication skills, and there could be mishaps and misunderstandings, but it's only a matter of stating what you're thinking or feeling, making sure when you speak, maybe you slow down, something I can certainly learn. But every time I read during Gemini season and other times, it's that fast, quick pace that Gemini has, this excitable, mutable, you know, energy that's fun, but it's just kind of scattered sometimes. And I tend to take on that energy. And that's what we want to do for the positive energies that are coming through, is to allow it to channel into us in the most beautiful possible, you know, unlimited ways. Okay, so that's just something to bring up. Cancer, of course, being your highlighted today, is a water sign who's extremely emotional and vulnerable and caring and capable of feeling and sensing their surroundings. They tend to be kind of reserved in a lot of ways. Sometimes they need to recharge their batteries, if you will, because they are what we call empathic, and a lot of times, you know, psychic. They have definite hits and channels that come in that kind of guide them and help others around them. So if you ever have a Cancer association, love, or commitment, such as this highlighted situation, and they're having a definite feel or gut feeling about something, listen, okay? Because they generally have a really good idea of what they're speaking of, and it's a gift, but it's also, it can be a little bit hard on the body and soul. So a lot of times you'll find Cancers, either gender, just really wanting to retrieve in a place like their home that makes them comfortable, their surroundings are familiar, they feel that safety and security. And that's what you want to bring into their lives, Aries. You know, you're there, you want to be structured, you want to do the best you can. And yes, you have that fiery temperament that the water can temper and just kind of just cool down a lot of times. It's a beautiful combination. I see it so much. There's that definite tension going on between water and fire signs. You know, it's the boiling, it's the passion. You know, there's a lot of passion, and especially with Venus in your sign, Cancer. So I can imagine a lot of beautiful moments in this month for sure. And then we go into your season, like I said, but let me read to you the 3 major categories, and they usually cover most questions, but you know, let's see, because it's a brand new month. And the first category, I am using this beautiful Gilded Tarot this month, one of my favorite decks by Cyril Machedi, and I do change my tarot and my oracles from beginning month readings to mid-month readings every month for that variety and spice, which is exactly what Gemini, you know, offers and invites us to have, you know, just to change things up a bit, you know, maybe go a different direction to work. Definitely plan vacationing because it's movement and it's definitely socializing. And I might just add that there's a lot of weddings that were not able to take place last year, and there's a lot of nuptials and things of that nature coming through. So heart-centered, loving, compassionate energy is really going to be a very, very prominent theme. And you know, love helps us with everything, and it just empowers us, and it strengthens us, and it's the love, it's the gift that keeps on giving, basically. So your first overall energy for this beautiful highlighted connection of Aries and Cancer is, one more little shake here, shuffle, the King of Wands. Woo, baby. So there you go. There you go, Aries. Right as I said, it landed on you twice. You are feeling pretty powerful right now. That Sagittarius full moon really stoked your fires. You're both, you know, fellow fire signs. And Sagittarius and you get along extremely well. And you have such incentive and such grandiose ideas many times, you know, and they actually can and do come to fruition. So that's kind of where you are. The king of any, you know, suit is always the most mature and, you know, established, usually comfortable. They've worked hard. They've, you know, earned all of the things that they have now can look around and see on a material level. There's spirit like none other with this wands. It's really a quicker moving energy, and it's just fired up, and it just motivates in spirited ways that's so important to be around sometimes, you know. And well, Cancer, you know, is very, very capable and very, very shrewd in ways, you know, to be able to keep that security for themselves. And they have careers of all types of different things, you know. So the two of you together can really offset each other and complement each other in such beautiful ways. And I just feel a really strong connection of romance and love right now. Like I feel like there's going to be engagements and talks of marriage and taking things to the next level, because people are realizing, and I know we always do, and then it kind of dies down, but life is so short and it goes so very quickly. And if you had any opportunity to be with relatives over this Memorial Day weekend, I just feel like it's just really just inspiring you even more. So you're fired up, you feel really confident. This is a strong energy. You feel like things are going to move in the direction they need. There is the full moon in the background, by the way. So you definitely had something very important that changed within yourselves, you know, maybe individually, which of course always changes the person you're near. We all are affected by our loved ones, right, in one way or another, whether they're with us or not. I love this. It's strong. It's passionate. It's passionate. So that's a beautiful beginning to a new month and halfway through the year. And then the second category is always the possible blessings or obstacles. And for you, you have the Eight of Cups. Oh, wow. I do my own readings, of course, and this came up in mine as well. I think it was my first placement, because this is what it's about. It's emotion, it's the cups, it's you, Cancer. Knowing what you've gone through, grieving even still perhaps, and just the pain is lessening, but it's not gone and it will never be forgotten. But you honestly and truthfully, with the new, beautiful, the full moon eclipse that changes things and changes our perspective and changes the hurts and kind of just eliminates and helps us to heal, with that Jupiter in Pisces as well. And you just want to go forward. You just want to let a lot of those hardships and those deeply emotional times that have occurred in the not too distant past, you just want to let them lie and acknowledge them and move forward, because that's what life's about. Getting up, dusting ourselves off, and moving forward. There will always be challenges, there will always be losses, and there will most certainly always be gains. And you're focusing on that gain, and it's feeling like it's really positive right now anyway. Perhaps you too, Cancer, have fire in your personal chart, which I always say, please look up your chart. It's for free at astro.com or Cafe Astrology. You just push in your, all the information, and you get this plethora of information about you, because you're so much more than just a sun sign. You've got 12 planets in your natal chart, and it speaks so much to who you are and why you feel and think and do the things that you do in ways that'll astound you at times. This is just a general, quick fix, if you will, but it's time. You're moving on and you're feeling emotionally stable and ready to do something. I saw something the other day I'd never seen. This is a mole, and it represents being blind, a sleeping mole, okay, in the past, in your thing, where you weren't wanting to necessarily see something, because if you're blinded to something or you choose not to see it, you're not going to see it, right? It's a will, it's a wish of your own, it's a self-made prophecy. You're getting away from that now. You're wanting to seek the truth, and trust me when I tell you that full lunar eclipse in Sagittarius, which will last for months now, is doing just that. It's revealing that truth, and when it's that full super moon it's shining the light on it. Because we need to be truthful for ourselves, to ourselves, with others. And this is in the mass. This is a global situation. It's government. It's all the other things and facets and information that has been so conflicting, if you will, this last year, that it's coming to the forefront now. Truth is going to prevail. So, and I love that. I love it because sometimes it hurts. It's true. But sometimes you've known all along. You just needed to get that confirmation that you've always were very much aware of, especially the watery aspect of you, Cancer. That's pretty perceptive about things like that. Final category is that of finances. And you have the Four of Pentacles. Well, 4 is stability. The pentacles are coins. They are pentacles. They are our earthly, pentacles are earth elements, and they represent our stability, our practical, materialistic things we can touch, feel, manifest into our lives, essential for earth elements. Feeling grounded and rooted into what it is that we choose. This person, which is a little softer rendition of it, usually the Rider-Waite Smith has, this person who's just like holding on to what they have with all their might. And I get that because of everything that's happening in my own life, just waiting to hear, can I get a loan? Can I get, what's going to happen? My business was shut down. I was happy and doing really well. It's like so many of us, right? And little by little, and the last hour, most of the time for me, I'm not sure, I have to figure that out in my life too, because I may be just making that happen now that I'm saying it, because we can do that. But it comes through. It comes through in the very, you just think, oh gosh, okay, this is it. Got to face it. Got to deal with it. It's not going to, and there it comes. So, but being safe, not overextending yourself financially, not underextending yourself. There's always that beautiful balance that's always needed in life in general, right? And then the Temperance is the card that represents Sagittarius. and that eclipse I keep talking about, because it's still affecting us. And, you know, just being temperate, changing things from water to wine, kind of alchemy, that's so above, so below. Feel it into reality for yourselves. And this purple robe, to me, of course, loving purple, is just the spiritual, real knowing and understanding that's within all of us. Of course, that full moon is waning in the background, but it's still there. It made a lot of sense. I'm feeling a lot of you, it does have to do with your security, of course, but you have a beautiful kind of, you've got the fire, you've got the cups, and you've got pentacles. So that's wonderful. It's not one specific element that's really kind of keeping you stuck or in one mode, but you're kind of really well-rounded, which is how I feel when I woke up today anyway. There is the balance coming in, and the duality of the, you know, the Gemini is always going to be there to kind of keep you on your toes. If it starts to dip one way, you're like, oh nope, gotta go over here, gotta make this happen now, because you can and you will. And so it's exciting, and I feel great great ambitious energy is what I feel. And then that's compounded by the love that's so pure and real and true and harmonious, just very harmonious. Let me seal this message with this beautiful rune that I absolutely love, because they're one of the most incredibly wise and accurate runes that I've ever come across and have always loved. So I asked for this beautiful pouch of runes, and you have and they're amethyst, so they ward away, you know, toxic energies or unneeded spiritual things that might come through that you're not interested in, you want to release. And that's a huge part of now too, is release and let go, allow the new in, allow the transformation you want to see happen. And it's R, to me it's the letter R. I put it on the second category, the possible blessings or obstacles, which is the 8 of Cups. Remember, 8 can be abundance. It can be abundance of security and feeling of, you know, emotional stability, because you're leaving behind the sadness. You can't carry that with you too long and expect to have better and happier times. I know it's hard and it takes time for everyone. Everyone's different. Our healing and our, you know, processes are all different and all very, very worthy of whatever it is we need. But I feel like you just want to do that very thing. You want to just open up to this incredible new time, new transformational energy that is there for you. So the R represents Rado, and that's number 5. 5 is changes and challenges are what push us through and get us past the hard times in our life. We do it all the time, have ever since we were children, you know. And we just finished a 5-month. We're in a 5-year, but we're in the 6th month now. And 6 is about balance. Everyday life, work, you know, the 6th house has to do with your day-to-day work, your relationships, your health, your well-being, you know, your money, your security, all of those things. So that's beautiful that comes in the possible blessings or obstacles, because it's going to be blessed. And so that is Rado. And I'll read to you just a little more about it, what it says, because it has a specific meaning and words attained and associated with it. And so, oh, well, the word associated with it is ride. And it's interesting because the Cancer Tarot card is the Chariot along with the moon. There's usually 2 that represent each sign. And the Chariot is about movement and about travel and being careful, because retrogrades will slow down our process in travel. Maybe something has to be done to our car, or, you know, check into it if it's small. Our plans to travel could be changed a little bit, or, you know, just make sure you double check everything during a retrograde. Those are always the best rules of thumb. You know, expect the unexpected. And relax and take time to just chill and review things that you may have already had on the burner, which apparently with this King of Wands is clearly happening, no matter what area of your life. And so, yeah, so the words, well, the time frame is August 29th through September 12th. So this is going to be happening, a predominance of what's happened from the full moon to this new eclipse, new moon eclipse on June 10th. It's going to really, I think, harvest, if you will, or really come to culmination in the time of Virgo, which is when things get rooted and it's real and it's practical and it's detail and it's seeing the fruits of our labor. That is the harvest time. Certainly is for grapes and things of that nature. So it's kind of a cyclical thing, like all of life's situations are, planetary or otherwise. It's very moon associated with the different cycles of the moon and how we acclimate to it, or how it changes us, and it's just all perfect. The words associated, though, are enthusiasm, undertaking, movement. There's that ride, keeping it moving, keeping it going. You're a cardinal sign too. I forgot to mention that. Cancer and Aries from the highlighted. So you're both really wanting to do things and keep moving and keep trying and keep being the pioneer and the beginner and the starter and the innovator. You're very creative. It's highlighted this time with Jupiter in Pisces. Travel, absolutely. Removal, help, cooperation. And removal to me is once again the clearing and the resetting, but just purging of your circumstances, your area that you're around, and starting fresh. It's so important to have your area and your space clear so that your mind can clear. And it happens, I swear to you it does, because I did a fair amount of it this year finally. And I look around and it allows space to come through. It makes sense, right? So these are beautiful confirmations about this reading and the exclamation point at the end, if you will. And then I read these beautiful oracles. So the first one is once again for every single Aries. You beautiful, powerful Aries. You're not shy. You're real. You're the real deal. You're authentic and true, and you're like a child. When you want something, you're like, that's where I'm going. I'll study or learn about it later. It's what I want, I'm doing it. And most of the time you do, and you do a great job of it. People turn to you, Aries. They really do. They want that enthusiasm. They want that courage and strength that you have. And you're great souls who want to help and do the right thing. So you have this beautiful Psychic for the Heart Tarot, which I think is appropriate during this particular month because it's going to be a lot about emotion, a lot about heart connection. Like I said, once again, getting together for the first time in so long, reuniting, reunions, that sort of thing. And you have the number 5. Go figure. See, to me, when I think of Aries, challenge is kind of, you dig challenge, you kind of bring it, you ask for it, because that motivates you even more, like, I don't think that's going to stop me kind of attitude, And even when it does, you figure other ways to get around it and get there. You do. But you change your focus. That's perception, and our perception is, so much a part of why we do what we do and how we feel the way we feel, how we perceive things. Well, you're changing your focus, and focus is essential, right? It's nice to have a lot of options, a lot of fiery energy, but you need to focus it in, and that's when it really becomes a magnet to your desires and your ability to, really create and make things happen. Let me read to you what it says specifically, though, because this is the green, and they have all different beautiful aspects in this deck. And the 5 and the green, I opened right up to it. Go figure, it is the cups, emotions, green, and the border of green, which is heart, is about emotions. So there's a lot of emotion, but it's beautiful emotion. It's the kind we thrive and live for, and we ask for. Please, let me share my deepest loving, caring emotions with another or others, and with myself. Let me be true to myself, be true, right? That's what's coming through. So the 5 in this particular case is some disappointment and sadness are inevitable. How you deal with it determines the quality of your life. It may be that you've recently experienced a loss, perhaps the end of a relationship or a failed romance. Maybe your family isn't providing the support you need, or you haven't seen them in a long time, you know, because of what's happened, no fault of yours or theirs. We all were feeling from that. We're moving away from that now, you know, that's part of our past, and we're going to move forward stronger and more capable and motivated than ever, right? When relationships don't turn out the way you expected, it's natural to feel upset and hurt. However, it's not healthy to remain in that state for too long. When this card appears, it's time to put those sorrows behind you. There you go. And shift your focus to what is good and positive in your life. And you do that, Aries. You just naturally do that. You really aren't one to be too stuck. You know, you get through it, you move through those emotions, and you move forward again. And I love and appreciate you for that. Appreciate the people who love you and your ability to give love to others. Take stock of what brings you joy. Taking charge of your own happiness is key here. Focus on what you have and are thankful for, and attract more of the same. So, yes, it's so beautifully synchronistic to what's being said. You've got that passion, you've got the desire, you've got the drive, you've got the capability, you've got the maturity. Yes, you've been emotional. Yes, things have been gone. Yes, things have been taken away. Let's focus on what's new and how to just bring it back step by step. Don't rush into anything during retrogrades. Just allow this time to kind of sit and know as soon as retrograde goes forward again, you're going to have everything you need in place, and you're going to be relaxed and rejuvenated and raring to go. So that's gorgeous information, and it is from the heart, and that's the oracle sending you love and inspiration and guidance, you know, always. And we'll finish your reading. And by the way, if you have not subscribed, please push that subscribe button. I love and appreciate it. It's free. It lets me know that you do like what you're hearing and that you may be resonating. And if you're not, give it some time. Or read your other signs, like your moon and your rising or ascendant, because it is a sun sign reading. But if you have an Aries moon or rising or even Venus, there will be familiar energies coming as well, because it's a part of who you are in your chart. So I appreciate all of you that have subscribed extremely, and it means a lot. It's just a very, very kind and generous thing for me and this channel, and YouTube likes it as well. My speech will be a little funky during this retrograde, more so than usual. But your last beautiful energy and card is from the Super Attractor Manifestation deck. This is where you believe and achieve by feeling the life you want into existence, okay? You have to have that like attracts like kind of energy. It has to be congruent and all encompassing mind, spirit, soul, right? And that's when you do achieve and accomplish and be what it is you truly want to be. When I'm in a state of appreciation, I'm in vibrational alignment with my true love nature. So there you go with love again. And like I said, you don't have to be in a relationship to be reading or listening to my readings, not at all. Love of self, a relationship with yourself to be the best you can be, and to expand your life and your energies, and bring in like-minded people and caring people, and friendships and all that are certainly a part of it. But there's a lot of love for a big percentage of you. There really is. And it's so exciting. And I felt that. So enjoy it. I hope it's an incredibly beautiful month for you in so many ways, even with all the changes. And there will be, you know, that's just what life is. But do come back for your mid-month readings, okay? If you don't come back to maybe, cross-watch for another friend or associate or what have you. I appreciate your time regardless. Thank you again, and until next time, take care. Bye for now.